New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip Clark, Florida Georgia Line.
We went, Randy Hauser.
New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip Clark this afternoon. Thanks for having us on. Hope Santa was good to you last week. I want to thank my secret Santas here at the radio station. Wasn't here to accept my gifts last week, but I got them today. So if you're listening, thank you very much. Old Dominion, break up with him on the Wolf.
Hey girl.
New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip Clark. If you saw Star Wars over the past week or so, you helped it get to its $1 billion mark at the box office, the fastest movie to ever reach the $1 billion mark. Only took 12 days. Incredible. I have to go see this. Everyone said it's so good. Frankie Ballard on the Wolf.
You had a
Keith Urban, break on me.
New Country Wolf, it's Brian. I have the list of the top movies of 2015, and looking at the list, I realized I gotta see some more movies. I don't know some of the ones on there. I'll give you the list in 6 minutes. Here's Cole Swindell.
Jason Aldean, gonna know we were here.
Central New York's #1 choice for New Country, Wolf 105.1, 96.7. Brian filling in for Skip Clark this afternoon. Thanks for having us on. So I got my hands on the list of the top movies of 2015, and some of them, honestly, I haven't heard of some of these. So I got to get to the movies more often, apparently. Maybe you've seen them and thought they were good. If you have, text me here in the studio with your thoughts. 312-79, the text number, or we're on Twitter, @Wolf1051. Number 5 on the list, Brooklyn. Number 4, Inside Out. Number 3, Ex Machina. Number 2, Spotlight. And number 1, the top movie of 2015, Mad Max, Fury Road. Coming up, I have Jake Owen, Brantley Gilbert, but first, Everett Church, right here on The Wolf.
Jenna Kramer, I got the boy.
New Country, The Wolf, Brian in for Skip Clark this afternoon. Too bad someone didn't buy me a boat for Christmas.
Luke Bryan and Karen Fairchild, Home Alone Tonight.
New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip this afternoon. Only 3 days away from our Wolf Howlin' New Year's Eve bash now. Holiday Inn, Electronics Parkway. Only $335 per couple. Really good deal. All the info and reservations, wolf1051.com. It's filling up pretty fast, so get your reservation now.
Loving You Easy, Zach Brown Band.
New Country Wolf, it's Brian. Taste of Country just released their top country songs of 2015. Maybe your favorite song made the list. Find out in 6 minutes on The Wolf.
I'm so drunk.
Number 1 for New Country, Wolf 105.1, 98.3 for downtown Syracuse. Brian filling in for Skip Clark this afternoon. We really appreciate you having us on. So we gave away our Taste of Country Music Festival 3-day pass just a couple of weeks ago, and now Taste of Country has released their list of the top songs of 2015. Maybe your favorite song made the list. Let's find out. Number 5, Buy Me a Boat, Chris Jansen. Number 4, Stay a Little Longer, Brothers Osborne. Number 3, brand new from Everett Church, Mr. Misunderstood. Number 2, Can, Burning House. And number 1, Little Big Town's Girl Crush. I have Kenny Chesney coming up along with Kelsey Ballerini, but first, Chris Young on The Wolf.
Kelsey Ballerini, Dibs.
New Country Wolf, Brian filling in for Skip this afternoon. Looks like you'll get home from work just fine today. No issues with the weather right now, but later on tonight, snow arrives. A quick inch or two possible, more to the north and east of Syracuse. Then after midnight, changes over to sleet and freezing rain. That means your commute tomorrow morning back to work might be a little bit icy. Maybe give yourself a few extra minutes to get where you got to be tomorrow morning. Kenny Chesney.
Randy Hauser, Running Out of Moonlight.
New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip this afternoon. The Orange improved their record to 10-3 with that big win over Texas Southern yesterday. Now they travel to Pittsburgh to play the Panthers Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, ESPN2. Pitt also has 10 wins, so going to be a really good matchup between Pitt and Syracuse Wednesday night.
Thomas Rat, Die a Happy Man.
New Country Wolf, Brian filling in for Skip. The push to get home, Florida Georgia Line. New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip Clark this afternoon. The push to get home. If you have any requests, text me here in the studio, 31279, or on Twitter @Wolf1051. I'll do my best to get it on for you. Well, I'm really looking forward to Fuller House, which debuts on Netflix February 26th, and apparently Carly Rae Jepsen, the Call Me Maybe singer, is redoing the theme song for the show, which was originally done by Jesse Frederick back in the original Full House days in the 90s.
Kick the dust up, Luke Bryan.
New Country Wolf, the push to get home, Brian in for Skip this afternoon. So what's trending right now is Peyton Manning, the Broncos quarterback. A report came out saying he used performance-enhancing drugs a couple years ago. I'll tell you the truth behind this in 7 minutes. Here's Carrie Underwood.
Chris Stapleton, nobody to blame.
New Country, the Wolf, Brian filling in for Skip Clark this afternoon. The push to get home, thanks for having us on. So Peyton Manning is trending right now, the Broncos quarterback, because a news report came out from cable news channel Al Jazeera America saying he used performance-enhancing drugs a couple of years ago when recovering from a neck injury. Let's hear from Peyton Manning himself, see if it's true.
Have you ever used HGH or any performance-enhancing drug?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And what hurts me the most about this is that whoever this guy is, this slapstick, trying to insinuate that in 2011 when I, more or less had a broken neck and I busted my butt, to get healthy. Put in a lot of hard work. I saw a lot of doctors. I went to the Geyer Clinic. He had a hyperbaric chamber that our coach, trainers, and doctors thought might be good for me. They went with me and thought it might help.
Well, there you have it. Peyton Manning says he's completely innocent, and honestly, I side with him. He's a good guy as far as I know. Darius Rucker coming up next on The Wolf.
Tim McGraw, top of the world.
New Country Wolf, the push to get home. Brian filling in for Skip. Taking your requests at text message 31279 or on Twitter at Wolf1051. Here's Cam going out by request to Becky and Pompey. Thanks for texting in. Here's Burning House.
Ain't Worth the Whiskey, Cole Swindell.
It's the push to get home. Brian filling in for Skip. Thanks for having us on. Brand new country from 1,000 Horses coming up in 3.5 minutes. But first, the Brothers Osborne stay a little longer on The Wolf.
Jason Aldean, gonna know we were here.
New Country Wolf, Brian in for Skip. And get this, the Beatles last week put some of their music available on popular streaming services like Spotify. And within 48 hours, they were played 50 million times. Incredible stuff. Unbelievable. Kenny Chesney.
It's no secret that late.
New Country, The Wolf, Brian filling in for Skip Clark today. Thanks for having us on. Now, I know the Luke Bryan concert for April 9th at the Carrier Dome has officially sold out, but if you don't have tickets, don't worry, because as we get closer to the show, it's still a few months away now, so hang in there. But as we get closer, we'll have a way to win your way in, so keep listening to The Wolf for that. Here's Roller Coaster.
Jenna Kramer, I Got the Boy.
New Country, The Wolf, it's Brian filling in for Skip, and according to Taste of Country, this is your #1 country song of 2015.
I got a girl.
Florida Georgia Line, Confession.
Central New York's #1 choice for new country, Wolf 105.1, 96.7. Brian filling in for Skip Clark today. Thanks for having us on. We do appreciate it. So if you ever watch the Food Network, or maybe you don't even have to watch the channel, but the star of the Food Network is Guy Fieri. And apparently Guy Fieri's family is pretty worried about him because his health is apparently diminishing rapidly. In fact, Guy Fieri's kids wrote a letter to the Food Network, and here's a brief excerpt from it. It says, "Our mother says he wasn't always like this. He used to have a regular 9-to-5 job working at Blockbuster before he dyed his hair and devoted all his time to eating himself to death. He doesn't even watch movies anymore, just videos of people frying bacon. Our family hasn't seen a movie in 7 years, so I hope Guy Fieri can get his life back on track, his health back on track, and start spending some more time with his family. Never want to lose your family, not a good thing." George Strait coming up along with Blake Shelton, but first, Michael Ray on The Wolf. Blake Shelton, Honeybee, New Country, Wolf 105.1, 98.3 for downtown Syracuse. Brian filling in for Skip Clark today. Thanks for having us on. Have any requests? Text me here in the studio, 31279 is the number, or on Twitter, we're at Wolf1051. I'll try and get it on for you. Throwing it back a few years now, George Strait, The Breath You Take on The Wolf.
He looks up from second.
Dan and Shay, Nothing Like You.
New Country, Wolf, Brian filling in for Skip Clark. It's been a pleasure. Skip's back tomorrow afternoon at 3. The Big Time with Whitney Allen coming up next, and of course, Big D and Bubba waking you up tomorrow morning starting at 5.
I cut my bangs with some rusty kitchen scissors. I screamed his name till the neighbors called the cops.